Hello, this is Carter Casti, aka Spud, the camp director at Camp Ka-Mee-Lin. Thank you for your interest in Camp Ka-Mee-Lin. This video is just going to be an overview of how to do the online registration. We're going to go step by step. So if you already know some of these steps, you can go ahead and skip ahead in the video. We're going to go ahead and jump right in with a overview of our camp website. So the domain is postfalls.gov/camp. That's the easiest way to find any camp information at any point during the year. At the top, we've got a little scroll with some pictures from the summer, just so that you can kind of get an idea of what things look like. If you're new to camp, welcome. If you have any questions, you can give me a call at our office number at 208-773-0539. That said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So on the website, as you scroll down, if you're on a mobile version, this will all look very similar, just a slightly different format, but all of the steps are the same. So you will see at the top there's a register here button, so that will take you to our online registration platform called Day Smart Recreation. So we'll go ahead and get to that in just a little bit. Shameless plug, we are hiring, so if you know anybody that would be a great camp counselor, go ahead and send them our way. You'll see our summer guide. If you click on that, that opens up our guide. It's mostly the same information that's on the website, just it has a more fun, more colorful look to it. So and then if you're looking for the sample schedule, it's going to be at the bottom of the camp page, but this will allow you to zoom in a little bit more by opening that up. So we'll go ahead and go back to the camp website here. And then if your camper needs medications during the summer, you can go ahead and download and fill out this medication form. You can fill it out day of. It will just get submitted with their medication on the first day of camp. So down here we've got our registration dates. So spring camp is coming up first with March 22nd through 24th and March 27th through 31st. That registration is going to open up February 1st. We've also got summer camp, that registration June 12th through August 25th, and then all 11 weeks of those, registration will open on February 1st. Last but not least, we've got our Leader in Training program, which is newly redevised, kind of completely different than some stuff in the past, which we'll go over in just a second. But we are accepting applications for that. That's for teens going into grades 7 through 9. So you can find that application right here. Application deadline is May 2nd. So if you're interested in that program, go ahead and get that application in soon. So Leader in Training, it was previously known as our Counselor in Training program, and that one mostly focused on teens coming out to shadow camp counselors, help out, learn a little bit about working with kids and youth. This year we have updated it to have a progressive curriculum. It's going to go over 2 4-week sessions. There's some bonus weeks in there in the middle, and then week 1 of the summer is our required training session for that program. So main difference between this and the old CIT program is that it's a progressive curriculum. They'll have their own counselor that's assigned to them. They'll do a lot of activities and things in their group. We'll still often break off into shadow sessions with groups and with counselors. CITs might help lead some activities here and there, lead camp songs, but they're going to kind of be their own group, and they're focused on their own development within the program. So below that, we've got our wilderness camp. So this is an outdoor education-oriented camp about skill building, a little bit of leave no trace. And during this camp, our campers will do an overnight, 2-night overnight camp out at Farragut State Park. So the weeks for that is our July 17th through the 21st and July 24th through the 28th. So you can register for those ones through this same process. And those are for grades 6 through 8 for the wilderness camp. Lastly, for summer camps, we've got our day camp. So like I said before, that runs 11 weeks starting on June 12th. That's for grades K through 6 based on the upcoming 2023-2024 school year and based on the age requirements for the Post Falls School District. New this summer, if you recall from summers past, we had the Jacqueline Arts and Cultural Center art camp that we used to do in partnership. This year, we've got kind of a new structure to that. So the Jacqueline Arts and Cultural Center will be doing weekly activities with our day camp instead of a whole separate program. So we've built that into the curriculum, and it's a new version of that partnership coming out, and we're very excited about it. As you scroll down, you can see the chart and table with all the different themes for the summer, little descriptions, and then some weeks like week 2 have a required field trip fee for the Silver Rapids Water Park field trip, and then week 8 also has a field trip fee for Triple Play Arcade. Those are all required, and you'll add them to your cart at the time of registration, which we'll show. Aside from that, as you keep scrolling down, if you have questions on any policies, procedures, anything like that, you can open up the parent handbook. There's a little link right here. You'll also find it in the camp documents tab, but this in the table of contents, you can kind of narrow down what you're looking for on any and all policies. So that would be a great place to find that. And then we've got the camp schedule down here at the bottom. So scrolling up, got a little tab for spring camp if you wanted to know the themes, weeks, dates, those kinds of things as well. Winter camp, if you're checking in the off season, those dates, they have not been released yet for this coming winter, so that would be December 2023. So be sure to check back here. Got a little tab if you wanted to know more about Tracy, aka Marvel. She's got a description coming, and then a little bit more about me right here, just some background. So then there's our camp documents tab. So let's get back to why you're all here, how to register online. So if you click register here, it will open up our online registration system. So on this, you will see, if you're not logged in, you'll see just a list of general categories for our Post Falls Parks and Recreation classes, sports, workshops, camps, all of that. So Camp Ka-Mee-Lin has its own little section, so you'll go ahead and click on that. That will show you all upcoming camps, which summer right now will read upcoming, but once it's live, you won't see upcoming on there. So we've got spring camp, you can register there. Spring extended care, that's an add-on for that spring camp, day camp. New this summer, we're splitting out our age groups into different registrations. We used to do this a few years ago. We stopped doing that during COVID, and then we have broken that back out just so that we can ensure that we have adequate ratios with our campers. And we're going to train staff a little bit more on specifics within certain age groups this summer. So to ensure that we have the best quality for our campers, we're going to be splitting that out so that we can stay within the ratios, as they're a little bit different by different age groups. So we've got our Explorers, which is kindergarten, Adventurers, which is grades 1 and 2, Voyagers, which is grades 3 and 4, and our Navigators, which is grades 5 through 6. So those are our different age brackets. Then you've got summer extended care. So if you're registering, be sure that you're looking for summer extended care, not just clicking on the spring extended care. And then at the bottom, we have summer wilderness camp, once again for grades 6 through 8. So the one that you won't see on here is the leader in training program. And that is because that one is by application and interview only for that teen program. So be sure to get those applications in soon. We'll start interviews as soon as we get those applications. So anywho, that's kind of an overview. If you click on these different categories, it'll give you more of a description, a full breakdown. It's got pricing and info, and then if you click register, it will have you sign in. So I'll go ahead and sign in really quick, and we will go from there. Alright, so once you're signed in, we're actually going to go back and click on register here. So this is where you'll see who are you registering. So let's say we want to register one of my kiddos. We got Yukon Gold, Russet, Yam, and French Fry. We're going to go ahead and register Yukon Gold. So he is 8 years old, and I believe will be in our Voyager group. So once you click on him, you can see who you're registering, and it will narrow down by birthday what camps and what programs you can register Yukon Gold or your camper for. So we're going to register him for the Voyagers. So we're going to go ahead and click on that one. Once again, if you click on this description here, you'll see just a breakdown. One big note is that when weeks fill, currently our system makes those weeks disappear. So weeks that are full will not appear on the registration list, so be sure to check the dates against the calendar when you're registering. Then you've got all the same information that's on the camp website below, but that's the biggest thing to note here. So let's say we go ahead and click register. So now you're going to come to that registration. So this is where you'll see a list of all of the dates for the summer. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we've got all 11 weeks here. If you select, click select all if you want to register for the whole summer, that's great. I do still recommend that you check all of the dates, just because if one, like I was saying, let's say that week 2 fills up because we've got the Silver Mountain water park field trip. So let's say week 2 fills up, this would just disappear from the list. So it would go June 11th through June 17th, and then June 15th or June 25th through July 1st. So if you hit select all, it's not going to select that week 2 since it is full. If any weeks are full that you're hoping to get into, be sure to give our office a call and we can get you onto that wait list. We often will open up more spots as we find new staff or different staffing levels. So that's kind of our biggest limitation, is if we get enough staff, we'll open up more groups. So be sure to give us a call if you're wanting on that wait list. So let's say we're going to go ahead and register Yukon Gold for all of the weeks during the summer. So once again, counted, checked against the calendar, we've got all of them there. Does Yukon Gold have any allergies or medical conditions? This is where you would put, for example, allergic to peanuts. If I could spell. So you could put that there. You could put any other diagnosis information that you would hope that we would want to know during registration right here. We've got comments and requests. So this would be, we don't take group requests or move kids up and down in different age groups. So if those requests do come in, those aren't ones that we kind of take a look at. But this would be if you wanted to add an extra emergency contact for us to get a hold of, or anything like that, you would add that here. So as you keep going down, since we did register for week 2 and week 8, we'll go ahead and add the field trip fees, which are required if you're registering for those weeks. So we'll add Silver Rapids, and then we'll go ahead and add Triple Play. And then if you want, we do have a fund that's set up and set aside for camp scholarships. So parents and families in the community with need, they qualify for scholarships. So doing this allows us to continue that program. Since 2020, it's been much more common for people to call and request those scholarships. So as our fund is kind of starting to dwindle down, we decided to add this in here to see if we can help rebuild it. So if you're interested in donating, you can do it. It's in $5 increments, so you can add as many as you want. Let's say we add 4, so that's $20 going to go into that camp scholarship fund. So if you're wanting to donate a whole lot more than that, you can give our office a call and we can talk you through that as well. So next up, this is our registration form. So new this year, all of the registration info is built into this form at the time of registration. So you won't, what's the word I'm looking for? You won't have to submit a separate PDF or print anything out, send it, bring it in, anything like that. It's all built into this system. So since I've tested on Yukon Gold a few times, a lot of these answers are filled in below. So some of these are just quickly testing, getting some info in. So Every time, be sure to read every question just in case things change year over year. So the first one is our emergency contact and schedule change communication. So all of that info is right here. After this video, I've got a video briefly overviewing how to update emergency communications and authorized pickups via your mobile phone. So that'll be right after this registration. So be sure to check for that. So we're going to go ahead and pick what grade. So we got 3rd grade. We said he was allergic to peanuts, so you can put that in right here. Also making sure that you're spelling right. So any behaviors, this would be if your camper had any behavioral struggles that you would like to let us know about, so that we can kind of help counselors get ready, know how to most effectively help your camper. So let's say, Yukon Gold, let's say he gets easily frustrated when he doesn't feel like things are fair. And for you, maybe it helps to kind of take a breather, sit down for a second, and then talk through the situation. So that would be where you would type all of that in. If you don't have any information for this or for the allergies, etc., you can put none. Emergency contact, this is where you'll put in your emergency contacts. Emergency contact 1 is going to be the first person that you want us to get a hold of in case of emergency. So this would be not necessarily overall camp emergencies like an evacuation or anything like that. This is just, let's say something happened and your camper needs to receive medical attention. This would be the first person that you want us to call. Or we would use this list if maybe a camper had an accident at camp and we wanted to get a hold of you. So this is where you would list that first person. So Spud, Cassidy, and then phone number, and then relation. So all of that. Emergency contact 2, this is the second person if we can't get a hold of that first person who you would want. So we'll put sweet potato, etc. So you'll type all of that in. And then next question, will your camper need medications? We're going to put no. If you put yes, it brings up a little download for that medication form. But like I said, there's multiple ways that you can get a hold of that. Next one, shirt size. So each camper during the summer gets a free shirt. So let's put Yukon Gold as a youth medium. This is talking through authorized pickups, ensuring that you guys are updating that. So that'll be kind of a checkbox that you recognize that. If your camper is 12 or older, you can give them authorization to sign themselves out right here. Some campers live nearby in the neighborhood next door, so we allow them to walk, bike, all of that to and from camp, as long as they're 12 or older and parents have opted into that. So those campers can't sign out their siblings, so that's still parent or guardian with a valid ID coming to pick them up. So last thing is the camp policy agreement. So this will bring you back to the parent handbook. Once you click confirm register, you'll see total cost right there. You'll see once again another overview of what camp was. If you have another camper, you'll click add another registration. If that's it for you, you can click continue to checkout. If you wanted to check out, let's say we wanted to add extended care, you can click continue. So we'll just briefly go to summer extended care. So this is just an add-on for working parents that you can get longer days. So anywhere from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. for that one. So go ahead and register. We'll register Yukon Gold in that little drop down. We'll select all of the weeks. It asks you medical notes again, but you don't really need to put anything in there. So you can just put none, and then we'll confirm registration. So we'll continue to checkout. This is where you'll see an overview of everything. So we've got all 54 days of the summer, registering for day camp, make sure that it's saying their correct grade, the grade that they'll be going into for the next school year. Let's see, we added scholarship fund, we added the field trip fees, we added extended care. So all together, it'll show you your total here at the bottom, and then Those registering for 6 or more weeks can contact our office for a discount code and get 10% off as long as you're paying in full. So if you're needing a payment plan, you can give us a call. Definitely give us a call if you're needing a payment plan. Down below, there's once again other scholarship options. This one's related to sports. This one's related to other scholarships for other activities as well. So you'll enter your card information and then click checkout. After that, you'll get an email with next steps on how to prep for camp. So that is the end of our online registration. So if you have any questions, feel free to give our office a call at 208-773-0539. You can also check out, first and foremost, our camp website. Check out the parent handbook, which has all kinds of different policies and anything that you could ever want to know. So with that, I hope to see you this summer. Coming up right after this is that cell phone version of adding those authorized pickups and opting into our emergency contact system. So hope to see you at summer camp, and stay tuned for that next part. Alright, now we are looking at next steps after you have registered. We've gone ahead and moved into mobile view so that you guys can see what it looks like to update your account via our mobile app or via a mobile website version of our registration system, which is Day Smart Recreation. So you can see this is kind of my home screen after I've logged in. You've got general links right above. If you touch the little sandwich menu, you can see a whole list of different items on this little menu on the side. So next steps, you'll get an email that kind of outlines some of these next steps, but you can go ahead and we can start with ensuring that you have authorized pickups, your email address is correct, as well as updating your mobile phone number. Starting this year, we are going to be doing emergency text messages through our Day Smart Recreation system. This will allow if, let's say we had to do some sort of evacuation, or it's a rainy day or thunderstorms and we have to move inside to a school nearby, or any other emergency messages, we would be going through and sending out both text messages and emails through our system, since that's something that we can do remotely on the go. We don't have to call 200-300 parents trying to get a hold of them. So this was a request that parents had. So in order to receive those emergency communications, you do need to opt in. So I'll kind of show you here how to do that. So you can go on here, you can see I've got my name, we've got my profile, so we'll go ahead and click that. So after you click on my profile, you'll see a list here. They've got, manage family accounts, which we'll get to in a minute, for authorized pickups. We've got my email address that you can see, name, address, all of that. Down here you'll find there's a primary phone number, but then there's also a mobile phone number. So this is where you'll put in your mobile number. If it's the same as your primary, you still have to put it in on the mobile number to be opted into the system. So enter your mobile number, you'll go ahead and select your carrier. There's somewhat of a limited list of carriers that are on here. A good example would be, let's say you use Mint Mobile. If you use Mint Mobile, you would go ahead and select T-Mobile, since they use the T-Mobile towers. If you were previously on Sprint, they're now over at T-Mobile. We ran a test and it works through the T-Mobile system. If you have Spectrum Mobile, for example, you would select Verizon because they go through the Verizon towers. So we'll go ahead and select T-Mobile here. As you scroll to the bottom, you'll see communication preferences right here. So there's send me emails for reminders, receipts, notices, and promotions. You can go ahead and turn that one on. You'll see send me text messages about my active programs, mobile number required, as you see, so you can check that. And then the last thing that you'll need to check is show my phone and email information to others on my roster. That one you can use if we were to turn on team communications for sports or anything in the future. That's not necessarily something that we need for camp, to show my phone and email information to others on my roster. But those top two, the send me emails for reminders, receipts, notices, and promotions, and the send me text messages about my active programs. Those two we would need to be able to send emergency communications. As far as the reminders, receipts, notices, those kinds of things, that's also what we use in our system to send out program updates and reminders and things like that. So it's not often that you'll see promotions as far as that goes. It would just be a reminder like I sent this year, just to register that camp registration is opening up soon. So once you've got those checked, you'll go ahead and click save. That'll save it to your profile. Next step would just be to double check all of your authorized pickups are active. So if you go to the top, click on manage family accounts, you'll see kind of a drop down. This is my test account, so we're going to go to fake camper. So here you can kind of see name, last name, and then you'll want to check this contact information is the same as the primary account. That way your camper is associated with those emergency contact numbers, emails, phone numbers, all of that. At the bottom of this page, you'll see authorized pickups. You've got Spud, that's me, that's the authorized parent. Then you can add additional family members here. So you'll fill out all three of these spaces and click add, and then those other individuals will then be added to your camper's account. Once that's done, you'll hit save. That'll save your camper's account. And then as far as online things, that should be everything that is needed, unless your camper is going to be receiving medications while at camp. There's a whole other form for that. But all of that is on the camp website. So with that said, I hope to see you this summer. I hope registration goes well. As a reminder, if you need a payment plan, go ahead and give us a call and we can set that up. Otherwise, our system seems to be getting better and better every year. Double check your registrations on your account against a calendar. And aside from that, we will see you this summer. Bye.